Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, last episode, we infiltrated the Eclipse's hideout, and we made our way west, headed to Sunfall, which is a settlement, which I didn't realise until we got here. So we've got some exploring to do. We got Bert here with us. But yeah, it's like across this desert kind of landscape. And yeah, it's a whole ass settlement. So we're gonna do a bit of exploring here is the plan. We got a quest straight off the bat here. We got a load of kids running about, load of tents. Bless them. Who we got here? A bass.
She's very pale. Is she unwell?
I didn't even notice the ill person.
She's a fighter, but the fever on her won't lift. It only burns hotter.
She tried eating plants.
Her name is Shiana, my sister.
Isn't there anyone in Sunfall who can help?
We're refugees. We know our place.
I've got Alo's got a mask
There's
on.
only one healer in the territory. He's difficult. His soul is in shadow.
His soul is in shadow.
Yeah, what does that mean
That's
exactly?
He's very clever, but he has little care for people. Perhaps the desert scoured it all away. Perhaps he was always like that. Either way, I know he won't help us.
Well, I'll see about that. Where would I find him?
Last I heard, he was patching up soldiers at Blazing Arch. Another border battle.
Okay. Oh, it's literally a little one. Right. Right. It's literally a child. We are saving him. That is more important. He lives though. Let's go find this Galieve bit. I know we just got here, but there is a sickly child on the floor that needs saving. And it doesn't mean we get to explore a bit more of this this area, because we kind of went straight to the tall neck and we got a Banuk figure. But that was about it as far as we did exploration wise. So there is a big chance that I left behind a few, you know, data points, little hidden spots I hadn't seen before. Let's go, Bert. Love it. There's a whole different landscape. There's plenty of them in this game. Right, we don't want any troubles. We will steal the medicinal stuff, thank you. And we'll just quickly save at this campfire before the Striders see us. Right. Don't know what happened there, but these guys are going to solve it for us. Are you attacking us? No. Right. Bad Strider. Me and Bert will sort you out. There's a long leg here. Hold on, what arrows have I got on? You bad chicken. Naughty. Okay, he got me. He got me, admittedly. We're getting pecked to death here. What am I playing at? I haven't woke up just yet, clearly. Bad chicken. Why is it so busy over here? I don't even know what these two are doing in front of us. But they're on their way now, it looks like. Oh no. Right. Okay. He does want to play. Let's get that cannon off him if we can. There it goes. Oh no, it doesn't. I don't know what part I knocked off. It wasn't the part I was looking for. Now it's gone. Right. See if we can pick it up here, shall we? Hey, Ravager, get your ass back here. He's pretending he didn't see us. Hold on. Are they attacking Bert? No, they're still attacking the chicken. Oh god, now they've got a tramper on their asses. What is going on? Right, you guys alright?
Not even a challenge.
Bert's still alive, that's good. Hold on, we got another chicken here, Bert. Oh, don't let me shoot you. But he's a bit covered by the tramper at the moment. Right, guys. We're trying to save a child here. This is very distracting. Galiv! Where are ya? Said he was on the border of a war. What kind of war? That's what I'd like to know. Oh. Well, that seemed like an explosion. I didn't hear a sound, but I felt the world shaking. Yeah, the world is definitely shaking. What is going on down here? I'll get my arrows ready just in case. Okay, you'll have to wait here, but what is going on down here? Blazing Arch. Sounds like they're shooting some cannons. But it doesn't sound like it. It seems like. Definitely doesn't sound like. I'm hearing no noise. I mean, I'm not seeing anything going down. Hey, guys. Okay, there's something going on over there that we've not seen yet. And I'm still not seeing anything. Galiv! Oh god, you look like you're gonna be a pain in the ass, to be honest. Not to judge you off, you know, the face of the cover,
Are you
but
Galiv, the healer?
I had planned to spend the day gazing at the lands of my exile and feeling sorry for myself.
I'm already not a fan.
But you're not from Sunfall, so this could be interesting.
I came from the
I don't even like the way you
City
said it. Interesting.
There's a sick girl. Her brother told me about you.
The answer is no.
What?
No, I can't spare the medicine, nor my time to administer it. My resources are already spread thin.
Jesus.
Thin as the soiled cloths I have to use for dressings.
What's stopping me from just making you do it?
I'd have to cause a situation. And you wouldn't harm the only healer disgraced enough to work for the Shadow Karja, would you?
Well, we've only just met, but yes, it's tempting.
It's very tempting.
Take it up with the Citadel. They decide who lives and dies. Nothing you can do would compare to my punishment if I use the last of my stock on a tent girl.
And yeah.
You're kind of an ass, healer.
Yeah, tell him, Aloy.
There's no cure for a conscience.
Tell him.
But in this line of work, I've built up an immunity to it. And yet, if
This
you
guy is the
feel
wrong
so
person to be
strongly
gifted
about
as a
this
healer.
one girl, perhaps we can make a deal. My charity.
I think I've got a Thunderjaw heart.
Thunderjaw heart.
I'm pretty sure
That's
we've
not
already
how
got
charity
one.
works.
It is how deals work. You'd settle my debts. For a while.
Aloy, please just kick
Already
his
half the
ass.
part.
Wow, we could already have a deal. Quickly now, let's salve your poor conscience.
See to the girl, and it's yours. Not before.
Yeah, set down some laws here,
On my
Aloy.
oath, this girl will survive to see our sad future. You and I shouldn't be seen together. Go on to the slums ahead of me. I'll find you presently. You do stand out in the crowd.
Okay. Not a fan of Galiv, I have to say. We got a Pumbaa up there. And there's a data point over here on this boat that I didn't see at first. Oh, right. Right, Aloy. Let's go learn a bit, shall we? Nothing else I'm missing. Nothing obvious. The focus says no. Right. Ah! Shit. I thought that was his turn into here. Can you climb that, Aloy? Am I stuck in the waters forever now? I think we can jump up on this boat, probably.
Remember your place, stranger.
I mean, in all fairness, Aloy, this is probably the warmest water I've had you swim in a long time.
Space.
We got the Forbidden West. Ooh, some foreshadowing here. Okay. Wow. Expeditions into the Forbidden West. Reader, if you know of the Forbidden West, there are none more qualified to be your teller than I, the considerate Udane, healer of Blazon Arch. So it's not the same asshole we just dealt with. Why? For I yet live, unlike the outlanders who gasped or shrieked the tales that follow. Foolhardy blazons of madcaps all, they were brought to me near death, poisoned, mortally wounded, or driven witless by what they had experienced in the lands beyond the Doubt. With such wounds, it was all I could do to ease their pain and try to make notes from their ranting. As the sun shines upon me, I cannot vouch for the full truth of these tales. I only hope they will satisfy your curiosity and turn you from the path that led these imprudent explorers and daredevil trekkers to their deaths. I love that they've added this into the game. Though each account differs, it is certain that the western lands are most unlike our own. Some cross deserts of palest white, others deserts the colour of fire, or even limitless sweeps of blue sand that seem to reflect the sky above, broken only by the remains of ancient machines. Others spoke of vast prairies of tall grass, each blade sharp enough to draw blood, dotted with shivering black flowers, or incalculable plains of dried mud crackled like a great mosaic. At night, unknown animals watch with glowing eyes, and strange birds, all the colours of kites and fireworks, chitter and call out in men's voices. Most extraordinary of all are those reports of a lake 100 times the size of the Daybreak Dam. So, the sea. So wide the far shores cannot be made out, and so deep that an entire city of the ancients stands drowned within. The water is sour to the taste and sickening it's a sea, and it is said to rise up and push back against those who attempt to cross it. That's cool. It would seem that dead cities without number have been consumed by the shifting dunes in the west, their skeletal towers mired in seas of sand. Interesting that they know the word sea though. The wind is heard to sing a low, mournful song through these ruins, or through the skeletons of vast metal birds now fallen, or over great metal bowls now filled with depths of black water, where fish dart like shooting stars. That song of ruin, rising from a hum to a howl, still haunted these men and women as they thrashed and sweated in unquiet sleep. But though the western lands are harsh and even their beauty hides danger, it is not the land alone that swallows up all who venture within. That inflicts the brands and wounds suffered by those few fortunate enough to return. Oh yes, all have spoken of new machines in the west, machines more strange and terrible than any found in the Sundom. I love that they've hinted towards their next game, yeah. With their fingernails, dying witnesses have scratched out impossible shapes, or, if they still possess several limbs and vocal organs, mimicked jerky movements and imitated awful sounds, all belonging in the throes of madness. And what manner of men can live where the sun goes at night? These tales were the most chilling. One spoke of drinkers of machine blood, their lips and tongues stained, wow, their teeth replaced with metal. Another described youths as pale as ash, all wearing the same faces, who hunt silently and tirelessly in the night. Till another told of a tribe seen only from afar, whose folk busied themselves digging deep pits in the sand only to fill them in again for unknowable reasons, while another tribe was only glimpsed on the waters of the Great Lake riding their fin dart boats. This is very interesting. Oh son, a half of me regrets scribing these stories, for they inspire questions that can only be answered by yet more doomed expeditions, facts. And yet I must tell these tales, for what else remains of these poor and wretched men and women? They sought riches, they found them to bring back nothing save a handful of black silt or curiously stamped piece of metal, a chunk of desert glass with shifting hue, or an odd smooth shell. I have kept all these things to remind me of those who went in search of the forbidden and paid for it dearly. Reader, if you think yourself an adventurer, heed the warning in this old man's collection of strange small things and go not into the Forbidden West. Wow, that's maybe the coolest data point in the game, because it just foreshadows their sequel to this game. I love that. That's really fun. What we got up here? A supply crate, perhaps?
Don't stride around like you own the place, Outlander.
Oh, shut up. We're not listening. We're miles away at this point. I wonder if in the sequel, obviously do not tell me, but my brain is wondering if within the sequel we get to come back to, oh my god, we got a sumo ring. I want to play. If we can go back to this area, the lovely east. Now, my favorite game, Twilight Princess, has sumo wrestling, so any game with sumo wrestling gets an instant thumbs up from me. That's pretty. Right. But we need to go find a bass, tell him the news. All it took was a thunder. A thundered your heart. Sorry. As I choke on my cup of tea. Right. We can fast travel actually, but let's not waste time here. Now I know I can bring you with me when I fast travel. Okay. Yeah, these guys are living in an awful condition, bless him. Oh, we can greet the...
I'm tired.
Oh, bless. Not surprised in these living conditions, bless you.
It's you. Hello again.
Hello.
I've brought someone to see your sister.
How did you... What did we do to deserve... No. Wait. I don't even want to ask. In case a shadow passes over and it's gone.
Smart boy.
She'll have his full attention, won't she?
Once I'm freed of other distractions, yes.
If we pass some sort of threshold, what if
He better be good at his job, because otherwise Aloy's coming back to dig a spear into him. My god, is he unlikable.
He's fooling with this ceasefire nonsense. Nothing is forgiven.
We got a little thing over here. Well, it feels wrong to take a supply crate where these refugees are all at. Oh, bless them.
I don't know about you, but I didn't fight to starve in the streets.
She likes ball games. She wants to be a soldier.
That's a shame.
Is there something hidden back here? No, it doesn't like it. There's a rabbit. There's a rabbit. We're gonna leave for now. Right. Big jumps, Aloy. Let's go have a nosy. Sorry, team. At Sunfall, shall we? I don't believe there's anything tucked away here. Hold on, what's going on here?
Whenever someone says the words
All learning to fight, but look how skinny they all are, bless them.
Have you noticed all the empty tents lately? It's like people are just vanishing.
You got a guy saying that people are all vanishing. That's concerning. Sunfall.
Only the finest goods here. See for yourself.
We got a merchant over here.
appreciate these brief moments of sunshine.
Supply crate. What you got for us, merchant? Any cool weapons? Nothing new as such. The Rattler. I wonder if the Rattler is actually pretty good. I can't buy it, but against like machines when they're like on top of you as such. Right. Any very rare with 3 modifications. We got 1. Although I'd rather be Banuk, to be honest. Do we go back to our Nora roots? Although the Osram outfit reminds me of Petra. I kind of want that as well. What my current outfit's looking like again? Let me just refresh myself. Refresh the old memory. So I've already got the Ice Hunter Heavy. The Nora Valiant we got as well, but only one modification. Because I don't like the headpieces in these two. I'm going to buy new clothes. And I do think I like the Nora Protector outfit the most out of these very rare ones. This Silent Hunter Heavy is very cool as well. That might be the way to go. Yeah. Yes, please. And we're going to look at your treasure boxes as well. Thank you. Get our treasure boxes. Right, and let's do some crafting, shall we? Right. So we're going to take off our reinforced outfit weave and our stealth, and we're gonna attach them onto here. There's our stealth and there's our reinforced. Happy days. Okay, and we're just gonna take a look. Yeah, this is like end game Aloy right here.
Take a look at these.
We've got some drums going off in the background. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Better, better. Metal shards. Happy days. That actually didn't look like we got a lot there. Right, we'll pick up any of these that we can. I think that's us all filled up again. Okay. Also, me trying to blast traps against a rockhead was an awful idea. I forgot that happened until I saw the traps there. What is going on here, Aloy? She's excited by it, it looks like. They got a whole ass Colosseum. You got 3 against the Behemoth. My money's on the Behemoth.
The Sun Ring, a proud tradition of the Carja.
Gotcha. I thought this.
At least, not anymore.
Give them time. I'm sure they miss it.
Yeah, my money's on the Behemoth. I thought the Sun Ring was just a one-off occasion. I didn't realize that it was a whole ass essentially a Colosseum. I thought they were literally sending people into Sun Ring like a camp to dodge the machines. Well, how do we enter? I'm ready. It's a party up here. Is this a VIP section or something?
I work hard and fight hard. I don't forget easy.
We got some Osram here as well.
My mother told me to steer clear of Outlanders, but you seem friendly enough.
You look out the way.
More dirt on you, and even you pass for an Osram.
Thank you. Right, just want to make sure there's nothing tucked away here, because this looks like it's easily missable. No, it seems like there's not a lot going on there.
Now we get to see if your attack on their focus network was entirely successful.
What are you
Interesting.
talking about? Did I crash?
Success. Welcome to the Citadel, Aloy. I'll check back with you in a moment. In the meantime, circulate.
Okay, we can do that. We can circulate. We're gonna get into trouble, surely. We're gonna walk the wrong direction. What are your thoughts on this fight, lady?
Tradition and obedience. Real Karja values. Those things will see us through.
Okay. A lot of soldiers getting trained up here. Is there a war afoot? Watch us get in trouble for stealing from a supply crate for the first time. No, you just watched. What else we got around here, eh? What's up? What's up over this direction? Not a whole lot by all accounts. Can we have a sumo match? No. Well, I was hoping it would be a case of we step into the circle and we can kick some ass, but unfortunately, I reckon we could take him as well. Aloy with a rock climber strength. I think it'd be a no contest, to be honest. Yeah, they're training hard despite the ceasefire. What do you have for us?
Uthid was the most devoted Karja I knew.
Fantastic. What a lovely supply crate. Anything of use. 30 shards, a weapon coil, and a freeze resist potion.
What hope is there for the rest?
Not bad going, to be honest.
Outlanders, if you want to hear about today's bounties, head for the throne room. You're not going to make any shards by standing out here.
Behave yourself, girl.
Should we be going this way,
I'll
Aloy?
take the shards, even if it means having to listen to Bahavas.
I hear the Shadow Karja are looking for one of their own.
This is such an awkward run by Aloy. I don't know, I think it's the way her arms are running.
I hear folks keep disappearing in the night. Deserters, if you ask me.
Right, let's see what has to be said here, shall we? Wow, he's got some kind of headpiece on, eh? Look at that.
By the glory of the sun revealed. Behold, radiant Edaman, the one true Sun King. The light in shadow, whose will is light and whose light is law.
I command Lucius Bahavas to speak in my behalf.
He's not
By the will
nothing but a
of
young
radiant
child, bless him.
Edaman does the sun glare down mercilessly upon the traitor Uthid. To the hunter who brings his head to us shall go a bounty of 500
Yeah, he doesn't seem
shards.
convinced, and Aloy's picked up on that, I'm pretty sure.
Don't you think?
Who's this? Vanasha.
Hair.
Stop flirting with her, Vanasha, now, come on.
You and I need to chat, little huntress. The green tent down in Shadowside. I'll be waiting.
Kind of busy.
In doing so, demonstrated wanton disregard for the
We both
safety
know
of
you're
the
no killer for
king's
hire.
subjects.
Uthid is innocent. So come see
Go
me
forth then,
while there's still time to save him.
do the will of the sun.
So, the way in I spoke of is right behind you.
You've got to be kidding.
Not at all. And you needn't worry about the Kestrels. They'll be too busy acting important to pay attention to you.
First time in the Citadel, gotta
see Okay. the
sun ring from on high.
Well, the Kestrels.
So he picked up a new little side quest there, the traitor's
Want us to see this
bounty, and
It makes quite an
These are
impression.
desperate times.
sounded fairly interesting. So we're just gonna...
They're going to see me.
We are noticeable, Aloy.
Underestimate the ease of hiding in plain sight. The balustrade. It's a short drop from there.
Okay.
If you're gonna watch some slaughter, this is the place to do it.
If you've got a problem with me, talk to Odin.
No,
Stands his breath.
no problem. Sorry, guys, you... Wait, I've been trapped.
Eyes down, Outlander.
What do you mean it's a short drop from there? Well, I can see the way to climb down. Aha, gotcha. It's hardly hiding in plain sight, is it? You're wanting us to go rock climbing in plain sight. Down we go, I guess. Deep secrets of the earth, we're coming for you.
The
What's
other
beneath
side of the
this
tower.
citadel, eh?
Look for a vent.
Okay.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused.
Okay.
No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
Right. Well, we have errands to run. Does he genuinely mean, like, these errands will go? I mean, this one won't, but I'm worried about these two. Right. Oh, fuck it. Let's go. Oh, I hope I've not lost stuff there. I was warned. I'm hoping it was just, words coincidentally being used. Ironically being used, I guess.
Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure, as year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect
Special
you will have an
silence.
easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan.
Yeah, because it thinks we're Elizabeth Sobek.
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
You kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobek here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
You genius, Aloy.
Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure.
Okay,
Emergency
says
venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
she's going straight in.
Emergency venting authorized.
What are we about to find, Aloy? Well, that's going to raise some suspicions, isn't it?
Guess you can't have everything.
That will draw attention. We won't have this
Yeah.
place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Well, we can see the fire markings in front of us. Right.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
This is literally the Project Zero Dawn facility.
We found it.
Holy shit.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures.
It is kind of crazy, Silence. Another incident. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as a staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators fluent in Polish, for example, or security staff who can subdue and range embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond from lounge staff to the admin team. Wow.
What was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
We're having a look, Silence. There's another data point tucked away over here. We need support too. Okay. So this was the reception block, perhaps. From reception to admin. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing ZD candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient. And mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails. Crazy. They were getting blanked. Wow. It's kind of wild. Okay.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
What a creepy ass voice. So this is like the waiting area then. Soundproofing from lounge staff. This is so cool. To admin, would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or stop can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. What were they showing these people? Yeah, I knew there'd be one tucked away somewhere. Restock or else. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. Important. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum, throw a tantrum because we're out of the organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals, I'm going to lose it. Please respond, and this time no tempest in a teapot or steep the man jokes, okay? Wow. Oh, hello, Aloy. Didn't mean to jump there. Little supply crate in the corner with some herbal teas.
Can't carry more.
Not quite. Okay. Not missing anything else, am I? Nope. And what's in this next room then?
Please proceed into viewing room 1.
Okay, it's a VR viewing room.
Regarding the...
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
ZD-01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Oh, we're going to see what they were saying. Wow.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
General Jerez.
General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret super-weapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them. And they are all lies.
So it's not a super weapon.
Zero Dawn is not a super weapons program. And it will not save us. Nothing will save us. Here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed,
wow.
it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable.
No wonder people were screaming and sobbing.
No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival
That's
option.
crazy.
The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle.
But there must be a plan.
Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Silbeck to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
Oh my god. So, I mean, what I'm picking up from that is...
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
I think it did, but they...
Cannot be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
I think humans went extinct for a while there, and somehow Sobek had a plan to bring them back when time was right, which is wild. So we've got no reference as to what year we're in, obviously. Wow. And that explains why there's a lack of, if that is the case, there's a lack of continuation obviously, in some points. Like,
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place?
Ooh.
Tomb?
Okay. We've got some shadow soldiers. I can't quite see down there, it's too dark. I'm trying to get my data points, guys. It's so dark. Holy shit.
Come on, gents, let's get her.
It's so dark I've actually missed that shot.
I feel that tomorrow.
Do you like that arrow to the edge you just had to suffer through? Look at all these data points I need to get. Get back here. Right.
Bleed before catching another.
I mean, Aloy, that would have been sick if you got him.
Close to a tribal primitive stop us now. The data points, what did they contain?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why, like, it explains why there's, like, a discontinuation of, like, religion and all this other stuff. An interview with Suzanne Alpert.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said. Not really.
Definitely
I
was.
on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor.
She has an Eastern European accent to
After
her.
all these years.
Well, actually, it's more
The
like,
red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event
More
is
Swedish.
why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing
Really?
worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Are these all going to be interviews after they see the hologram presentation? Counselor guidelines. The debriefing after presentation 1. So this is literally, but that's crazy. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they've received. That makes sense. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarise yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, Addendum B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures, Addendum C1, C2, C3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Wow. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus, security, and medical crisis teams. This is insane. That's really crazy. They literally had counselor guidelines for after they watched the presentation, which makes sense. Interview with Captain Okilo.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, US Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it.
Wow.
Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Now, she sounded like she was ready to go through to presentation 2. Ron Fowler.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And
He's
it's not gonna
okay.
fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That
Okay.
multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save?
Is he
The whole
conspiracy
generation
theorying?
concept is not gonna happen.
That was
It's
not a
the
word.
first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X,
What's the
there's
purpose
no
of these
room
tunnels?
for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off
Wow,
this
the
ride.
councillor's
No
the
one's
councillor's not
getting
having the
off.
best time.
Medical.
I'm confused at the purpose of these tunnels. Maybe they come into effect later, but as of now, they all seem to go around the border of these rooms. So I guess unless you want to miss all the data points. Interesting. Not the fire striker. Put it down, Aloy.
I can't spare the weight.
Right, we've got a door behind us. It's over here. Multiple data points. Brad and that.
Previously worked for Pharaoh Automated Systems.
On the Chariot Line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day
Oh
since...
god, yeah, it's going to be hard for him.
Since,
Would you like to take a moment?
Yeah, you can hear the
No, I just...
in the voice, the trembling of the
I
words.
really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. Yeah. I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but...
Damn.
Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God,
Yeah.
there were no limits.
Yeah, he must have literally thought that he must have literally thought he made one of the greatest inventions ever. Travis Tate.
To discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on kind of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't.
Compliments your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Well.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me.
Okay.
I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place.
This guy's a character.
Blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
Wow. What a bizarre interaction, that poor counsellor. Tom Peach, not to be mistaken with Tom Peach.
Is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people.
He's got a fantastic accent, this guy.
Not just people, all organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yes. Who did this? Pharaoh? That asshole. Is he here?
No, Doctor. Please.
Yeah, he's an angry bunny.
Now, get off! Get off!
Doctor, please.
You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
Wow. Pompage was a guy, eh? Dr. Suve.
I think there is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
She doesn't want to see the... Yeah, she doesn't want to see the situation.
Area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
I reckon, so I'm trying to put pieces of the puzzle together here. Obviously, I'm not playing the game before, right? So, going off what we're hearing, I think it sounds to me like maybe these people, because these were all different nationalities, right? You could hear in the accents where they're from. Maybe they're trying to preserve that, so they were brought here. We keep hearing about embryotics. Maybe they're trying to diversify the people they could bring back to life at a later date. That's the theory I've got going at the moment. Let's keep moving forward, though. That would make sense.
Data intact. Initiating playback.
What are we going to see here?
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require?
Makes sense.
At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI.
Gaia.
But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction
That is
of
wild.
underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start.
Hephaestus.
We don't
Wow.
have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system
Hades there as well.
can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working
They're
on
very
fit
clever
together.
names. Obviously, you
How
know,
we'll race the clock to execute
mythological
harvest
as they are.
initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good.
Interesting.
How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries.
The
From
grazer.
detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to
That's
the regrowing
crazy.
of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stocks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us.
That's crazy.
And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it.
So Aloy was born from the mountain.
But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
Wow.
So, the whole Earth destroyed, but then...
That's crazy.
Yes, by a machine.
Gaia.
A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
And Hephaestus, taking over Cyan.
Okay, that's really cool.
Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Okay, that's really cool. Like, that dialogue's clearly changed because we've done the DLC. Fantastic work from the developers. That's crazy. Make your selection. Oh, hold on. Why is that not worked? Interesting. I don't know why that's not going straight up. It wasn't a glyph, was it? What am I looking for here? Not machine log. I feel like this is the world, isn't it? God. I went straight past it initially. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. That's crazy. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. What? There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. So they've got 3 options. 1 is participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You'll be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week. And your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. What the fuck? Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. Wow. And then medical euthanasia. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counsellor when you are ready to make your choice or if you have further questions. That is crazy. I mean, I would definitely be in option 1. Just for the sake of, like, humanity, right? But I can understand why people would be like, what's the point? Damn. Here's your 3 options, and they're not exactly great, are they? Right. Brad Andek. He's back.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I...
Good lad, Brad.
I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
I almost missed you.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. We just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. But better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. I think it's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom.
That is actually crazy.
I'm done with
They've been warning signs in the imagination of, you know,
twice as hard
this.
to earn this for my family to have a place in Elysium.
Wow.
I never thought that there could be atonement.
That's some crazy perspective to have, considering you still contribute to the end of the world. Councillor Guidelines number 2. So this is obviously for after that second presentation. For debriefing after presentation 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on the part of the councillor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasise that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chance of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. We've clearly seen that work for our friend just now. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasise the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish and allow to supplemental articles GO1 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period during which counsellors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasise that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against her or his will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision, data corrupted. Damn. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Is there anything hidden back here before we go on? Yes, of course there is. This looks like a councillor room. Suzanne Alpert's back.
You're still nauseous. No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete.
No, shush, shush,
With
shush.
all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back.
Wow.
Like
Suzanne was not a
cities.
believer.
Like the Congo. Like Timor. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You'd grow old together with your loved ones in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium
Wow.
are medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry.
Finish it. Medical euthanasia.
Wow.
I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
Damn, and she's just going to have to go through the procedure aspect of it. That's crazy. Poor Suzanne has just realised she can never have children or a family. And has given up like that. There is no future, bless her. Ron Fowler's here.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security. For your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my old man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough.
Crazy.
I'm getting out of here. What did you... You don't...
Security got him.
Get your hands off me!
That is wild. I wonder if anyone actually managed to escape here. Right, and the voice told us that the medical room wasn't in action or something. So, are we heading to where medical euthanasia was taking place? What is this? Stranded shackles. Why did we pick that up? Interesting. I don't know if that's going to come into play at some point. Maybe Aloy has some fun. I mean, this room looks mental. Damn. Yeah, we can get out of there, Aloy. We don't need to see any more. Crazy. Just want to do a quick loop, make sure I'm not missing anything. It does not look it. Yeah, it does not look it. Quick hop skis. What's going to be behind here? I'm surprised no one else has come to...
Get her.
Okay.
Whatever you do, don't
Right on
die
cue.
now.
We get out of there for now. Last one down. Ow! One more shot on that fucker. There he goes. Stop shooting fireworks at us. Sorted. Jesus, guys, we're trying to learn about the world here. Tom's back. Oh, how angry is he going to be after the second
I
one?
hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo.
I love that they
We
made
haven't
him
exactly
Australian.
proved
It's
ourselves to be
fantastic.
great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this, and then...
Is there another route?
No, silent, no.
Just be my focus.
I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind.
Nice, Tom.
I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake. I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid state lighting on my skin.
Yeah, imagine living down here.
A wee bit of a claustrophobe anyway.
That won't help. For sure that won't help. So Tom's helping the cause. There's so much to see down here. I do not want to miss a single thing. A fire striker can be missed. You sit down there, please.
No room.
I'm searching all these guys. I can't... Hold on. Why have I... Stop! Oi! No, Aloy. Right. Please put... Jesus. Aloy just wanted to hold something. Little supply crate. Thank you very much. Health potion is always welcome. Travis Tate's back.
Those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Nature is so important. Why not let
But it
nature
worked.
take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't.
His mum's Bible got to him a little bit
called
then.
an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too. Just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
This guy's crazy. What the fuck? He sounds a menace. Are you sure you want him in there? What's Huzve got to say?
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way.
Exactly.
An expression on the grandest scale.
Our
There is
artist,
so much unfairness.
calligraphy friend.
Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By
Let's see
algorithm?
how the councillor
My
does here.
family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and
That's
new
interesting.
materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate.
Was that a paid actor they brought in then?
Not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake
To try
of
convince her.
art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
I wonder if she helped with the vantage points. I wonder if that's like the historical work that was going on. Could be completely incorrect, obviously. What's up, Aku? How's it going, man? We are learning about Project Zero Dawn finally, which is crazy. Crazy work. Although I've hit a bit of an impasse because it seems the power's out. And that's our generator over here. Here we go.
Here we go. Another one of these. Need to find the right configuration.
Well, that'll be on there, Aloy. Let's look at this data point first, shall we?
Maybe there's a storage area nearby.
I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I
Interesting.
don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me.
Yeah, first time playing. Completely blind. It's been a crazy game as well. I've been playing for like, I think 2 months now. Trying to see everything. I've completed the DLC, not the main game. But it is, yeah, it's so much fun. And so now I'm like learning about like the good part of the game, which is crazy. like the history and such. Right, so it said it was in reverse, so that says left, up, left, down, right, but then does that mean then it's right, down, right, up, left? Should we try that first? So right, down, right, up. Well, if it wasn't reverse, that has not worked, so let's go reverse of what I've just done. Let's see if that works any better. Because if not, I've got no idea what that data point was talking about. And then right.
Done. I
Cool.
should check the door nearby.
Okay. So it's probably going to be the missing part behind this door, hopefully. Uh-huh. I love their little vents and tunnels down here, that is for sure. And here's our emitter. Cool. Key component of the mid-21st century military hololock. Yes, please. We can just drop down here. Lovely jubbly. So this one should be backwards.
That should do the trick.
By all accounts.
Now let's get that door open.
I mean, I'll try it the right way first. We got up, left, down, right, up. So we got down. And then we got right. No, so yeah, this one's backwards, so we can just flip these now. Turn them each twice. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. And last one. And that didn't work. Huh? I guess maybe just a one direction. Hold on. Down, right, up, left, down. Yeah, that is how we got it. Okay, let's just try change these directional ones.
That did it. Door should have power.
That makes sense.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
Hold on, but I've lost our door. Where is our door? Well, I've done the hard part. Where's this door at? Oh yeah, it was back here, wasn't it? You silly goose. My memory blocked out for a second. What is behind it? Silence. Is that the Eclipse?
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
Okay. Kill the Eclipse. We got 3 down here. And they're aware that we're here, are they? I mean, this guy's not getting anywhere. Right. Have that. That's what you get for walking still on the spot. This is very dramatic music. That's 2 down. Where's our last friend at? Oh my god. It's so dark. No! Show yourself. Where on earth is he gone? Hold on, he's playing Ring Around the Roses with us. What were you doing, buddy? Well, that was simple enough. Happy days. Oh my god. There's more, there's more, there's more. I was gonna say, just the three of them went a bit crazy.
You can see them. They can't see you.
Hold on. Can we get that shot? Shit. To me, brothers. Right. I guess we're fighting out in the open.
Everyone!
Damn.
The sun can't save you.
Hold on. We're not dying today. I say we're not dying today. He's trying to flamethrower my ass.
You're dead too if you don't.
Okay, he's being difficult. I keep shooting a rock thinking it's him. Stay still, you fucker. Got him. Go on, try it. He's doing too much. Bless him.
Alert. H1 structural failure. Repeat.
Or not.
Hold on, where have they just come from? We are surrounded. Hold on now. Oh, you're lucky. Right. Too slow, buddy.
For a moment, anyway.
Jesus.
Get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Silence, if you could fight, that would make this very helpful. I cannot lie to you. We gotta find Gaia. We've also, though, gotta make sure we don't miss anything, Silence. That's the important thing here. We're trying to learn. Load of resource supply boxes. That's lovely. Our data points are what we're looking for. Medicinal herb, thank you.
What about traveling light?
Okay, right, that's them all looted up.
Alert. Structural failure prevents access.
Okay. There's a structural failure we're probably going to have to sort out.
Area inaccessible. Elevators non-operational. Stairwells have collapsed.
Okay, well, Aloy can probably climb up an elevator, it has to be said. I don't think there's anything in that room. Another data point.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia
Wait, this is crazy.
lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So like, you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots.
Okay.
The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots. And not just build, imagine, from scratch.
Crazy.
Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulations, she's doing some very creative things with
I mean, that
fractals
explains the
and
Fireclaw, no?
morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
So we literally, it's crazy. We tried to make Mother's Nature.
System designed to save life. Why would it use cyan to make a cauldron and churn out machines with no other purpose than to kill people?
Somehow it's gone rogue. I don't understand.
Exactly. It's still crazy to learn though.
It explains why machines have become more dangerous over the years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even the ones that full steam ahead. Like the grazers and stuff we've seen. So this is to Margot Shen from Sobek. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as a Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself, you know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail, consult with Iomide Okilo before you finalise the silo inventories. Hephaestus's first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Elizabeth. So Hephaestus was meant to make the robots that will make the broadcast towers for Minerva to deactivate the rest of the robots. So obviously that's been blocked. And it's ironic that seems to have been blocked by Hades.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of
Crazy.
course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
This is really fun. What's in this data point over here? Simulation results. Margot to Elizabeth. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphology. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional, they feel almost like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind, as though she's already mourning their loss. That's crazy. I mean, we saw Cyan had the humanistic values, and not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs, so cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. Crazy. I mean, we've seen some animals in the world. We've seen the Pumbas, we've seen the turkeys. There's foxes about. Obviously that got stopped at some point though, which is what we're trying to figure out at the same time as learning the world, I guess. Up we go. I mean, I can see that, but I can't access it just yet.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office.
Wow.
It's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More Eclipse.
Careful now.
The busy old place down here. You're in trouble, buddy. You don't move in 2 seconds. Shit. It's glass. He's not in trouble. He's quite safe. Hold on, I just want to reverse my steps because I feel like I could have got that data point. No, we must be able to get in there. Never mind. We'll leave it for now. Let's continue on. If not, I will be going back for it, obviously. Okay, so my arrow won't get through there, so that's fine.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations.
This is crazy.
Selena Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit
Crazy.
under the very worst circumstances imaginable.
True.
The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last,
Wild.
but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge.
It seems like
And let us begin.
these people that were working 80 hours a week on like their individual projects, like this was Apollo, we saw Hephaestus earlier, you can tell the passion in their voice. So they were like fully in with the cause. Encapsulated DNA, which is what we assumed was happening, but still crazy to learn about. Tamina Ibaji. And the winner is Encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions, magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that FAST was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300-400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalise, of course. To start with, we need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at -18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor in my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life is the hero beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much ado. Until next time, peace be with you, Samina. This is wild stuff to learn. It's so much. Holy moly. And it just doesn't stop. Here's the Apollo update. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset, with attendant curricular development about to begin, so Papua New Guinea went down quick. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they're performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Aspasia personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Peace be with you, Samina. Wild. This Samina sounds like the perfect person to be heading the Apollo side of things, though. I like already. Right. Time to kick some ass, Aloy. Who's next on the agenda? Take this guy out at top, shall we? He's moving. That's so annoying. But not well enough. Have that, you bastard. Well, that was someone walking to my right then.
Move along now.
Hold on. This guy's seeing someone, isn't he? Quickly, Aloy. Quickly, 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 quickly. Who's left? Who wants some? See one guy over here. Daydreaming. We've got another few back here. I don't know who he saw. But he's not going to be ready, I'll tell you that much. Another data point. Who's he seen? Ah, he's up top, so he would have seen him. Hold on, he's coming back down. Aloy, drop! Oh my god. Oh my god, hold on. What was that frame rate? That almost did me in. That was crazy work. I don't know why it was acting like that.
That's the last of them.
See you later, sucker. Right.
What should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
No, get rid of the Deathbringer gun. We don't want it. We're learning. Right. There was definitely data points up here. For sure, data points up here. Perez testimonial.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States.
That's so crazy, by the way.
During the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end?
Yeah.
My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it.
Yeah, that's not very good, is it? No, I cancelled out the audio.
Got too much already.
It was by hope. What? Damn it. All because I was trying to loot. That's crazy. Right, I believe I've seen everything down here. I thought I'd be able to pry that open, to be honest. Okay, at this point, Aloy, we're going in circles. We're trying to get in Elizabeth's office. This seems promising. A new data point or a few of them.
Hades.
This is Hades.
Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol. The ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life.
Perfect that Travis is a guy for this.
Life all over again. I mean, what the what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine your Gaia 200 years from now and this new biosphere you're growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do. Which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero.
I get
Square
it.
one, blank slate.
I don't know
And
that I
then,
would have had Travis.
only then does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl.
So they're literally
This time, or we'll have to do this again.
Gaia and Hades are fighting over the steering wheel. I'm not sure Travis was the right guy for this.
Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial.
Right.
All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal.
Kind of wild.
Welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
Yeah,
And
what
how
was...
does it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh titan getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
What did this Travis do?
Why not Hades too?
True.
That's what I'm thinking, but why? And what caused it?
Keep searching, and perhaps we'll find the answer.
We'll do silence. Noise complaints from Travis. Follow me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore. Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straighten up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle dazzle nutter. This guy is the most annoying person. He should not be writing like this. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a litre of Citterum runoff than listen to Grey Swan for 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mum was grave and she was religious. Now that ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen, or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore, you'll see. Or hear rather, in the screech that rends the air. And feel, in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceiling swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah. This guy should stop texting. As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal. Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malt, and industrial accident bids. Last I heard, we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. He's a character, is old Trav. And the fact he's a Tate as well says it all. Here's the Hades protocol. Tate here just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. That ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time. What is? Well, this is crazy. So, yeah, Tate's got rid of the executive authority that Gaia had, which explains why this game exists. Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in stimulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so I had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. This is funny in a weird way. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Because she cares about the life she's making. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it will work. Yeah, these blues are plenty strong. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. I'll be back at it tomorrow, alligators. That's crazy. Creating Hades under the influence is probably where this shit all went, you know, and hit the wall. Archive abuse. From Samina to Travis, copied in Elizabeth. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo Archive submission, blah, 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 blah. Your 666th submission, that's ironic, in just 5 days, and oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings, i.e. inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts. For one, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favourite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Jesus, don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme perhaps, but art. Point 2, for clarifying a concept that has long been ambiguous and ethically fraught from archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance, I know it's when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest this time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, oh, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do anyway. Wild. And this is why humans front in these processes that conflict with one another personality-wise and clash. Maybe not the most ideal, but we had no other way for it to work.
The crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions.
Okay.
For it is by Eleuthia that the
Olivia.
human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the alpha in charge of this program.
What a lovely name.
Now, let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords.
Okay.
Now, let me seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances. But, as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors to provide nurture and
vocabulary is crazy.
in early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts,
wow.
let us begin.
He dropped his own language in there. What a beast. FZ Chambers. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're astonishing revelation, sorry. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. So this Odyssey really was a thing. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours, then get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours PBK. PBK is one of my favourite people we bumped into so far. Has to be said. Cool guy. Cradled Servitor Personae. Development of the artificial persona for Cradle Servitors, Nurturer, Disciplinarian, Healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing 0.4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of persona, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and healer persona. That's interesting. We just saw the conflicting healer above. I've also attached reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother persona intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will, amusing on first glance perhaps, but deeply concerning. I've attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings in just... Data corrupted. There's been so much information in this little space down here. Cradle sealed. Ulifia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xinjiang province could detect it. Pinback from crucial systems is good. For our maiden voyage, a success. Regards, my dispute with the betas over zygote selections. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. In addition to personally overseeing completion of the Ulifia 02 site inside Mount Namuli, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week PBK. Okay. I find it so cool we're getting to go through all these chambers.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
Which is wild to hear.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
It was Aloy, yeah.
Only one way to be sure.
Silence must be mind blown by now.
Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Let's climb up this elevator, shall we? How wild. Okay. Can we finally get this data point? We can.
Benefit from antilopene morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
Gaia literally speaking to Elizabeth Sobek.
As I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I have gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
Yeah.
And yet, I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Wow. That's so cool to see. It's also crazy to know, like, yeah, the connection from Aloy to Elizabeth Sobek.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has
And we're
to
still
care.
talking to Ted Farrow.
Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
Oof.
All I'm saying
Have
is
that.
give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth.
Sorry, Gaia, I didn't see you there.
Outside protocol.
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable.
To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Looks like it used to hold something. Some component that got removed.
Gaia log 13th January
You will
2066.
undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Gaia has something to say, Elizabeth.
I detect distress. Are you all right?
It's a high pressure
I
situation.
realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony.
It's bad.
What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
No! It's so intriguing. Damn. Oh, that is a window, Aloy. What's behind door number 1?
Should have brought a cart.
We're in Sobek's office, and she had a lot of materials. She knew we were going to be here. Odyssey has failed. For some reason, did not pop up in a notebook. Don't know why. We know where we're going now, though. Here we are. Look at all the quests we filled up now. From Elizabeth Sobek to all alphas, Odyssey has failed. So obviously alphas were in charge of the subsections of Gaia. All. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Bar Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as a drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, I don't know if I'm saying that word wrong, or right even, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed, Elizabeth. Wow. So they still hadn't mastered living in space in 2066. In a game. Artemis status. From Charles Ronson to Elizabeth Sobek. Artemis status. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas. Suspended in what ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. And chickens weren't in that? Crazy. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves. So we've seen some insects, we've seen some rabbits, we've seen some foxes, not seen hawks, not seen hawks or wolves. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until the new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them. So they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. Conservation, very important still in this world. Be attentive to what's going on. There's already been too many too late. We've lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough of Myanmar. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now, not like this, not on our watch. Ronson. These are just crazy things to see. Let's use our focus, Aloy. What secrets are we missing? That's a supply crate. I'm drawn to this. I mean, I'm not seeing... I'm not seeing much of anything else in here, to be honest. I see a sofa. A supply crate. None of this is interactive with our focus. Is this climbable? No. Oh, access. I was on the wrong side of the desk.
Intact?
That makes sense.
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
Crazy.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Silence isn't wrong, Aloy, I don't think. I think that's pretty obvious, right? The Eclipse are here. Again. These guys just don't stop.
What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
What's just happened there? You... Excuse me? Oh no, you don't...
Still alive.
You are Helis.
Good.
You fucker.
I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
This guy... Where are we?
My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along.
He's got our focus, he's got our weapons, he's got
When
our
I heard
gear.
that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why?
What do you know, Helis?
With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
Yeah, Ross stopped you.
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well. For a savage.
His name was Rost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
Yeah, tell him.
A better man is the one who doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No, it wasn't him. I could have finished you before he attacked. But I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts. Haunted every step.
We're gonna beat your ass when we get out of this cage.
Down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun.
Hidesh, you do not know what you're talking about.
Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Call him a fool, Aloy.
You're an idiot.
Tell him.
A dangerous idiot. But an idiot.
Have that. Hold
All
that.
This talk of destiny and fate. I'm sure Hades speaks the same language, doesn't he? You're being played for a fool. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
Yep.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then against Cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
Tell him, Aloy.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you.
That is very
After you
unlikable.
crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion
You
of the sacred land.
fucker.
I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
Damn. They did cast me out, but I don't want to act like Aloy cares too much. They're not irrelevant either.
Why butcher dozens of innocents for no gain? It's a waste of effort.
You're right. I won't even be there to enjoy it.
We
In
can't
any
reason with
case,
this fucker, can we?
I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to.
We took down the
Thanks
focus
to Your
network.
destruction of the network.
Damn it.
Communication over distance
Of course.
is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe.
Hopefully the tribe's kicking their asses.
Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events?
Ah, damn.
Your focus. Such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile.
He just broke our focus. You little creep.
So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
We're literally a sacrifice in the Sun Ring. How are we going to do this, Aloy? How are we going to do this?
Karja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day soon to break. And when it does, the false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause.
Damn.
Shadow to sun, light to dark,
Night to day. Behold!
Oh, great. Some corruptors here.
Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes?
What are we doing here, Aloy?
Prowl in broad light of day. Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great raid, the Radiant Turan ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the
And
behemoth.
corrupting the behemoth.
Mighty is the behemoth in the eye of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die.
How are we doing this without our equipment, Aloy?
Be the first of thousands.
Use your brain, Aloy. Oh, shit. Right. What are we doing here? We got a corrupted behemoth. And we have no weapons.
I'll never beat that thing without weapons.
Oh, God.
My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring.
Right.
Maybe I could use its strength against it.
How are we going to use its strength against it? What have we got to use here? Towers?
Gotta get out of the way.
He's chucking rocks at us.
Another hit, and that pillar will come down.
Yeah, it's the pillars. It's the pillars. Come get us, you bastard.
Here he comes. That did it. One more pillar and that platform will come
Nice,
down.
Aloy.
And my weapons worked.
And then we get the weapons. Come on, girl. Here, you big fucker. Over here. Come get us. Corrupted behemoth, you got nothing on us. What do you want? Come on, knock that pillar down.
I should try luring the behemoth into the pillar.
Yes. Where's our weapons at, Aloy? Oh, it's gonna get caught. That's so typical. Nice, Aloy. This is crazy. We're gonna come out of this smoke. That's sick. Wow. Now let's prove these people wrong, shall we?
Hey! Guess who got her weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it!
That missed. Okay, right. I forget how annoying behemoths are, let alone corrupted ones. I need to create some distance. No! Stop throwing your rocks, you bastard. Lock in, Aloy. Fuck, I just missed. Yeah, we don't have time. Ice cannon's not going to do it.
Those components on the sides of its head.
Yep. We fought behemoth before.
They've got something to do with his lift attacks.
Yeah, get dodged, buddy. Oh my god, he is relentless. The rocks! Ah! Get out of the way! Come on, Aloy, come on, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in. Nice.
Cryo arrows should set it off.
Right, now we're hurting him. Look at his health. Dwindling down. Dwindling down? Dwindling down. Don't know what dwindling is. Big rock. What are you going to say now, you fuckers? Who else you got for us? Let's go, Aloy. You see that, Healers? Wow, look at the shot.
Silence!
Speaking of silence... Oh, we've not got our focus. I was going to say, where is he? You're going to send the Corruptors down after us?
Shadows. Kill her.
Wow. Come on, Aloy, we can take out 2 of them.
Kill her!
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
Why are they waiting? Bert? No, it's not Bert. Wait. Silence! He's here! What on earth is that, Silence? He brought us a Strider as well. Healers knows who Silence is. Wow! Fucking healer in the crowd, of course. This is wild. We got Sam the Strider coming in to help us. That was crazy! Wow. Yes, Silence.
So you're here.
He shows up.
Really
He's
here.
real.
You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, the Nora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Did Silence copy it?
The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned.
You clever fucker.
Installing that data to a new focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Silence.
What a callback. Literally the episode 1 hologram.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
Yeah, how... you ever had a focus? Helis recognized you as a big point.
Helis recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the Eclipse. Not that you knew the man who killed my... who almost killed me.
So now you know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
Yeah, I want to beat his ass, Silence, to be honest with you. And yeah, we know... Yeah, the overriding several machines was crazy.
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corruptor to obtain the necessary parts, of course.
Yep, makes sense,
But
as
your
we did.
example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through your focus.
Silence, you are
So,
smart.
The underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans. Though, of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess.
How did you
How
find
did
me?
you track
We'll
my
ask.
location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
Really, Aloy. It doesn't take a genius to surmise that Helis would throw you into the Sun Ring at high noon.
Gotcha, so you couldn't track the
I wore out
focus
2
when it wasn't on our...
scribes to
Yeah.
get you in time, but I did. Now be on your way.
We've got to help the Nora.
I'll
Yeah,
be
of
on my
course.
way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Nora Sacred Land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
Well, absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of... Why do I bother asking? You're not going to tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, should you need to return to Shadow Carja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to.
You cheeky fucker.
Aloy, when you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel. For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who.
Well, thank you, Silence. At least that's a bit nicer.
Yeah.
Damn. And off he goes. Tear of the Sun complete. That, by the longest stretch, was my favourite main quest in this game I've done. New main quest, the Heart of the Nora. That was just so much going on. We're level 54. But Jesus, that was insane. But that is going to be it for the stream and for today's episode of Horizon Zero Dawn. Long episode today. Obviously learned so much. Massive main quest. And I want to keep it all together in one solid episode. But if you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see the rest of my Horizon journey. Until the next time, I've been JD, and I will see you then.